Hi there, Doug from unSkript. Have you ever had alarms firing with your different monitoring systems like Grafana or CloudWatch and wish that you could just have a runbook that automatically runs when those alerts go off? Now, maybe that runbook is used to further diagnose the issue, so by the time you sit down at your laptop, the alarm has gone off, but you have another full set of data that's been run because the runbook has gone through and gotten you additional information. It might also be that this is just a fairly common issue and you know the remediation and you could build a runbook to auto remediate that issue. So let's walk through how you might do that. Here I've built a runbook. It's a very simple one. It's just going to send a Slack message. So it's like, hey, this is firing. We've got a problem. Clearly this could be different depending on your use case. So we're here in Grafana and we're looking at our alert rules. And I have an alert here that is firing. It's been firing for 6 days. And it's going to fire as long as our number of GitHub stars are over 200, and we're over 200. So this is firing just constantly. So we've got an error state, and we want to send that alert to unSkript. So we've got notification policy here. When the alert name is stars, hit the Doug's Grafana alert in staging. So this contact point, if we come over here in Grafana, I have set this up. This is all in our documentation if you've never done this before to walk you through the steps. But this alert is a webhook. Now, when you want to create a webhook, we need a URL at unSkript. And so the way you do that is you come into your unSkript tenant. If you're using the free trial, that'd be at the free trial. You just come to your proxies and you find your Grafana credential. And or your AWS if you're using CloudWatch. You'll see here, this says webhook details. If I click this, this will give me the URL, the username, and the password. You'll see down here, I don't have a webhook for this AWS credential. If I click this, it will generate the webhook for me. So now I have a webhook for those contact details. So when the alarm fires at Grafana, it will send it to this endpoint. And now we can connect a runbook to that endpoint so that the data that's sent from Grafana populates the runbook, and then the runbook will run. Let's go to our events page. Inside our events page, which is, you can find it up here at the top of the screen, we have a list of all the alarms. And you can see here that I actually have a GitHub star alarm going. It's connected to my Grafana credential, and it's running the Doug's Grafana Alert runbook. And it's green. You can see it's alarming. But let's assume that we don't have this set up yet. We'd come back over here to our proxies, and if the alarm isn't showing up, we can pull the alarms. This isn't actually like, I always imagine like a fire station, but this is actually polling Grafana for all of the alarms and pulling them across so that we can connect them to a runbook. All right, so if we've pulled that, I'm just going to delete this alarm and create a new one with the stars alarm. So we want to connect it. The alarm that we've created is not attached, so we have to look in our unattached alarms. There are a lot of them here, so we could scroll through it, or we could just look for stars. And here it is, the stars from the, we'll use the admin one here, or we'll use the one that's firing with 97 alerts. Okay. And then we want to attach our runbook to that. So what we're going to do is we've got this alarm and we want to connect it to our runbook. So let's connect it to the runbook, and I want to connect it to my Grafana Alert runbook. And now this runbook has input parameters. And so what we can do is we can take data from the alert payload and populate that into the alarm payload so that when it fires, we can use the data from Grafana to kick off our runbook. So let's do that. And we'll do that for both of them. So the alarm name, this is using JQ. And if you've never used JQ, don't worry about it. Just press period, and it starts showing you the JSON here and how you might do that. So the name here is stars. And so I want to find it where it says stars. And if we look here, it's alerts 0 alert name. So alerts 0 alert name, labels alert name, right? So it's going to give out stars. And then the value I want is the value string here. So again, this is going to be .alerts 0, and then value string. And that's going to populate in that GitHub stars is firing at 226. So now these are the input parameters that will be fed to the runbook whenever the alarm fires. And we can attach that runbook. And if we come over here to attached alarms, we now see that it's showing up. And it's filtering for stars, so it's only showing that one. I can delete that, and now it will show all of the alarms that are set up. This one shows that there's a little bit of configuration that still needs to be done. This one is firing, and when this does fire, it's firing every 2 minutes or so, because I've set it to fire a little bit rapidly here. It's going to send a message to Slack. And the message that we get in Slack, it just actually fired. I just saw it on my Slack on my other browser, on my other screen here. And what it is saying, it says the alert stars, right? That's the input here, is firing. The error reported is, this pseudo list. GitHub stars labels value 226. So every single time that fires, a Slack message is sent with the details that we set up in those input parameters. So in this very simple example, we've built a runbook that sends a Slack message, and clearly this could be a lot more detailed. It could get a lot more diagnostic information. It could maybe even auto remediate the issue. But we've taken an alarm that's firing at Grafana. We've connected it via a webhook to unSkript. We've attached a runbook to it, and we've seen an alert fire. There's a lot more information in our documentation if you're curious on how to further configure alarms with Grafana and unSkript. So take a look there. If you have any questions, you can also leave a comment below or hit us up on our community Slack. We'd love to help you out. Thank you for watching.